Hello and welcome to episode 21 of Kerbal Speed Program. Today we are going to get things in place for our asteroid space station. So first things first, see how much fuel do we have left. Oops, that's the wrong key. I want get my interface back. A good amount of fuel left here, so should be able to do what we need to do. Let's look at this. Let's put the moon as target so we can get an ascending and a descending node. Because we first want to fix our inclination. So let's do that. And once we get half a flip there, that's 0. 160 meters per second, that's not too bad, because we're pretty far away from Kerbin when we make this burn. So let's go ahead and get burning southward, so that's the wrong way. And we have some wobbly noodling going on, but not quite as bad as previous episodes, so I am not concerned. Oh, I was going the right way. 315, 270, 225, 180. Let's pull up our resource container there. Alright, come on, settle down. Alright, I think that's close enough for now. We have 4 hours away from it, so let's go ahead and move up closer. Well, that was almost too far. Alright, now we can move in a little bit more reasonably. There we go. 160 meters per second, that shouldn't take too long. Just do a half burn so we don't get too much motion going on here. It's already down by 10 meters per second. Pretty stable, so I'm liking this. I think we can get this mission accomplished the way we want. It is wanting to drift off a little bit. Bob and Bill look concerned and not concerned, respectively. This is going pretty well, so I think we won't have too much problem getting into the orbit we're looking for. I think I said a 200-kilometer orbit. And we burned a little early, so that's why it's drifting down, moving around. Alright, I think that's going to be close enough. Very definitely. Alright, so now we have our asteroid in a nice equatorial orbit. So now we need to... Well, we're right at our apoaps, essentially, so let's get over to retrograde. Let's bring down our periaps. Well, it's over... Over this way, come on. Does not even want to go the way I'm trying to get it going. There it is. Wow, it is. Not even close. Come on, guys. Get that ship under control. There we go, now it's headed towards the right direction. Still a bit wobbly. That's a nice shot of the moon. Let's go ahead and get a screenshot of that. Okay, now just drift up a little bit more. There we go, we'll start just a slow burn to give us... Alright, now look at the map. Just bring that down nicely to A little, around 200,000. We'll adjust. This wobbliness, we probably won't be able to get really accurate on the first burn, so we'll have to adjust everything when we get closer to our circular orbit. Alright, bring it down below 2 million meters. And we're just orbiting at about 400 meters per second out here, so that's not a lot of velocity to get rid of. And once we get in orbit, then we'll need to start thinking about how to make the station. It's mostly going to be a fuel depot, but we also want our interplanetary ships to dock there and get ready for their voyage. So we'll need some crew quarters, power, fuel. I think that's most of what we need. Alright, approaching 1 million meters. Looks like it's pretty darn steady, so I'm pretty happy with that. I really haven't had to play around with the controls at all. Alright, 800,000. We are getting off on our inclination. Alright, 500,000. I can give a short burn here at the node just to fix that. 400,000. 300. Coming down nicely. Getting ready to cut the engines. Alright, 210 and cut 205. Pretty darn good. Okay, so for our inclination burn, we need to burn a little south. So over this way a bit. Come on, get yourself moving. Wobble, wobble, wobble. There we go. Just a bit more. Come on, guys. Get with the program. Alright, there we go. Slow it down now, slow it down. Alright, now let's move up to this node here. And just give a quick burn until that kind of flips around. There we go. Zero, zero. Alright, now we go down to our periaps and let's try to circularize this orbit. 4 hours away. Slow that down before we crash right through it. Alright, let's give ourselves some time to get into position for a retrograde burn. "52 seconds away. And we can start. Get those engines going and give us a little stability. The way the ascending nodes are flipping around, you can tell we're right on the equatorial plane there. Alright, so we want to start bringing that down quite aggressively now. 2,800, and we really need about 2,100. for this orbit to, or maybe even less at 200,000. So this is actually a pretty significant burn. This part is going to come down pretty quickly, but the end is going to take a while. Alright, I'm gonna cut back with you guys when we're about 400,000 or so. So, jump, cut. Okay, we're not quite at 400,000, but since our periapse is dropping because of the burning off of it, we're gonna stop now and we'll go ahead and fix these. Let's go to advance over to Apoapse. Give ourselves some time to roll over to prograde and raise that periapse back up to 200,000. Doesn't quite want to behave. Come on back. Give it a little more authority here and see if we get some extra control from the gimbaling. Alright, there's our 200,000 back again. Alright, now time to go down to that. And start burning once again to lower our apoapse. Alright, we're pretty much on what we need to burn at. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, coming down to 500,000 meters. $400,000. Our sending node is off again by 0.5, but that's okay. Hey, under 400,000, so halfway there. Alright, come on, stick with it. Stick with the retrograde. 300,000. $250. 240. Alright, let's cut it there. See if we can stabilize and move a little bit closer before we start burning more. Alright, let's go a little bit more. We are chasing the periapse away, but I may accept 203, 204. I'm going to accept that as good. Ascending node, we are going south, so we have to burn a little bit north, so let's do that, and then call this good. And we'll have an asteroid in orbit. Class C, so not insignificant. We are at 84 tons. Less than half of that is the ship now, especially with the fuel down to about a third. Let's close this gap to the node. It's a short burn. Oh, wrong way. I could have sworn I was underneath. I guess it's over. Alright, well, spinny spinny. 203, 204 still. Cut it down to 0.5 again. Should have just kept it pointed north and gone around the other side. That would have been easier. Point 3, 0.2. And what have I done? 203, still 203, 204, and 0.2, 0.1. Okay, that will be more than acceptable. 202, 203. That is perfect. Alright, guys, you did it. And you're on the night side, but you have lights, so we can see what you're doing. Now, let's go ahead and stabilize you guys. Alright, next mission. Little rescues here. We have this ship. That needs to come down. So we'll pretty much do the same thing, except we don't have to wrestle with an asteroid. We'll target moon. Come to the ascending node. Kind of getting low on fuel, but this shouldn't be a problem with this guy. So let's go ahead and get up to the rendezvous point. Two hours, 1 hour. Alright, getting somewhat close, but I want to get into position first. Now we're burning southwards, that's over there. Alright, let's finish getting closer. Don't want to quite do 1,000, but if we burp it up and down, we can get closer without blasting through. Okay, a minute. Should be plenty of time with this light craft. See, with this craft is only 30 tons. Barely using any fuel. Remember, these guys cannot get home on their own. They need a rendezvous with a landing craft of some kind. There we go, descending down to 0. And now we can get on retrograde and pretty much burn now. Let's go and get rid of this. And bring the periapsis down to... I kind of wonder if I want to dock these guys all up to the asteroid again. Just to make the rescue easier than like one trip. We'll put it at 300,000 for now. Get over the retrograde. And I'll leave enough to drop it down. Well, the rescue ship can have extra fuel that can be pumped into it, so... Oops, don't need to burn now. Need to burn... at periaps. And then adjust our location. Easy ship to move around now. Question is, how much lower will this get? So we need about 500 meters per second total to circularize, because it would be about 2,000 meters per second at 300,000, maybe probably even less. It's coming down pretty quickly. Even if I get it below 1 million, I think I'll be happy with that. We started at 3 something, used up a little more than half the remaining fuel. Could even use monoprop if we had to. So yeah, let's just drop this below 1 million, we'll leave it there. Alright, there we go. That's still rendezvousable. Alright, who else do we need to rescue? Wasn't there another... Alright, let's make sure Okay, these were just the extra fuel pods. No Kerbals on board. And we took as much fuel off as we could, so that's okay. I could have sworn there's 2 ships we had to rescue from last time. Is this it? I don't think so. Nah, that's just another one of these. Oh, we got fuel left. So maybe we can get this guy crashing in the Kerbin. So let's go around to Apoaps. Yeah, just 76,000 meters, so it won't take much at all to get it in atmosphere. Alright, just all I have to do is get this to retrograde, burn up the rest of that fuel, and we will crash spectacularly into Kerbin. Finish cleaning up the mess we started a couple episodes ago. Alright, that'll be close enough. And pretty much enough to reverse our orbit. So yeah, I'll crash straight down into the ground. Okay, got another probe over here. One of these is out of fuel, so there's no way to... Yeah, this one's out of fuel, so we'd have to come up and grab it with a grabber to get rid of it, so that's... And then what's this one? Ah, here are actual... No, this is the one I just did. Yeah, emptied out that fuel tank, so it's only these little fuel tanks have any fuel left. So that's who we just did. This one can't get home. Could have sworn there was another... There they are. These guys. So, okay, they're already kind of in a decent orbit. 100,000, okay, so I didn't remember doing that with these guys. But they're ready to come home. I don't know what this is. Okay, this is debris. It has fuel, it has power, so we can get rid of this one. Oh, no, we can't. This has guys in it, too. What's the deal, guys? Man, I have guys everywhere. So I have 2 there. 2 there. And 2 there. Alright, let's see what these are, so we can get rid of these. No charge. Oh yeah, no, wait a minute, I do have charge, but no fuel. And then finally... this guy with no fuel and charge. Okay, so that's... I have 3 probes with fuel, no fuel that need to be gotten rid of. What I need to do, actually, is go ahead and just rename these debris. So I don't keep seeing them and wondering what the heck they are. Even though they are technically probes. They really don't do me any good, so... I don't want to keep seeing their... Yeah, that wasn't it. I think it's this one. Yes. Alright, those are cleared off my radar now. So now I have all I have left are ships that I actually need to concern myself with. Okay, our actual station. 2 probes in lower orbit. And one high. Okay, I just marked this debris. I was like, where'd it go? This is the one that I'm in. That's debris. Alright, so we need to actually start rescuing these guys and bringing those other ships home. So, next step is sending up a rescue vessel. Okay, so we can start with one of these. We'll just send one Kerbin up, because each of those ships has 2 Kerbins, so the other 2 can fit in the larger capsule. We don't even need that powerful of a rocket once we're up there, so we can go with that. And a skipper. Or even a poodle. Let's just go with a poodle. Okay, we definitely need parachute to get these guys home. We need decoupler. We need solar panels. We need RCS to rendezvous. I think we can get by with a bunch of these. Let's see, those other ships have claws. Because what I can do is I can claw onto this, drag the whole thing down into the atmosphere, and then decouple this. Decouple the capsule, save the Kerbals, but let the ships burn up. Ooh, what else do I need? Lights. Always need lights. Ooh, what color should they be this time? Let's make them a little bit yellowish, I think is what that is. Reddish, orange. Yeah, let's go a little more orange or reddish. Alright, now. And a couple facing the other way just to keep things interesting. So we can see so we can see the ship itself. And we'll make that kind of greenish. Alright, next up, let's see, so power, RCS, lights. Oh, how about... Now let's take that off. Go with the side ones. So we can put a docking port. Here instead. Docking to the side, that way we can give the other ship some fuel. Yeah, I think the docking ports are pretty much in the center of them, so we can push those down into the atmosphere. If not, we can use the other ship and grab onto this and do the same kind of thing. Alright, so that's our basic ship. Let me jump cut to build the lander, because you guys don't, the lifter, because you guys don't need to see all that. I'll be right back. Jump cut. Okay, it's an ugly little runt of a ship, but it should do the job. Kind of based on the other lifters. 4 main sails. They'll all come off at once, and then a little bit of asparagus staging here with orange tanks leading to the center tank. That should be doing it, and if not, this is a safe landing capsule. Now, we only need 1 guy in there because we're rescuing 2, so you guys get out. And let's see if this thing will fly. Alright, SAS on. Resources up. Throttle to 2/3. 3, 2, 1. Liftoff. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. See what kind of burn we can get out of these first engines here. And separation. I think this will do the trick. Let's go ahead and start a slight gravity turn now. Probably a bit underpowered, so I have to go a little steeper than normal. Just cut that just a smidge. Pretty good profile though. $15,000 still on the first tanks. Let's not drop it to 45 just yet. Yeah, it looks like we have a nice long burn on this one. Probably should have even put probes on the last two orange tanks, because they'll probably get left in space and added to the debris count. I think we can fix that. Alright, let's just get in orbit first. Alright, let's start a slight burn. Let the apoaps get closer to us, and then we'll ignite these at full. And then I'm going to release them before we get out of the atmosphere with the periaps. Because I have plenty of fuel in that last section to go pretty much wherever I need to go for these rescues. Alright, let's light it up. Let's get a look at this guy and get a screenshot. Yeah, not too much extra. As soon as we see it, we're gonna stop the engines and cut power, and then cut those tanks loose. There we go, 11,000. Let's go ahead and rush around here and do the last bit of this. Get this a little more circular. And after that, though, I'm going to cut this episode, keep it to the length I want it, and then we'll do all the actual rescues next time, with probably a lot of cuts. Get that out of the way early, and then start building our space station around the asteroid. Just get this guy up into a stable orbit. $85 by 84, 86 by 84, perfect. Alright, that will do it for episode 21 of Kerbal Speed Program. My name is Jim, I want to thank you for joining me. Have a great day.